The GOP continues to try to sell their massive tax cut for the rich to regular working people. Well, how's that going? Apparently not very well, because they have to lie about it. Now, one of the ways that they're trying to sell this tax plan is to say things like, oh, these tax cuts, they're actually going to go and help the rich people. This isn't a tax cut for rich people. It's a tax cut for middle class people. It just turns out that cutting taxes on the rich, well, they end up getting a bigger share of this tax cut. But don't worry, they're going to help you. They're going to help you. They're not designed to help the rich. They're going to help you more. Really? Well, how? Last month on Fox News, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin had said this, quote, most economists believe that over 70% of corporate taxes are paid for by the workers. Now, is that true? I don't believe so. That's actually a very dubious statistic. I don't know what economists are saying that, but what exactly does that mean in relation to cutting corporate taxes? Well, he explained that if you cut corporate taxes, then those regular workers will see 70% of the benefit. See? Oh, look at that. Corporate tax cuts are going to help you that are working on the floor. Sounds great, right? Sure it does, except that it's massive bullshit. Why? It's because we actually have facts. 5 years ago, the Obama-era Treasury Department found the exact opposite. A research paper on the topic concluded that corporate tax cuts would actually overwhelmingly benefit owners of capital rather than workers. No shit, no surprise. Corporate tax cuts are going to help the people that own the corporations. Yes, of course. Not only that, but the 2012 paper, I'm sorry, this is one paper, there are others. This one is the 2012 paper by the Office of Tax Analysis concluded that workers pay for only 18% of corporate taxes, meaning they only get about 18% of the benefit of the tax cut. Owners of capital, on the other hand, pay for 82%, the paper found, meaning that they would get the vast majority of the benefit from the GOP tax plan, tax plan's proposed corporate rate cuts. Under the current plan, the corporate tax rate would decrease from 35% to 20%, and most of that would obviously benefit the wealthy and the corporations. Now, of course, the Trump administration didn't like that study, so what did they do? Did they try to debunk it? No, they actually deleted the study off the website. According to the Wall Street Journal, the findings have been removed from the Treasury Department's website. Oh, that study goes against our tax cuts? Deleted, gone. What study? Well, that's rather odd, wouldn't you say? Well, not really, because they can't debunk it. Turns out they didn't like facts. Now, the Wall Street Journal asked the Treasury Department why they got rid of it. And here's what their spokeswoman said. Quote, the paper was a dated staff analysis from the previous administration. It does not represent our current thinking and analysis. Here's the translation. Yeah, we didn't like that study. It goes against our tax cuts, so we got rid of them. See, we believe that corporate tax cuts are awesome because we mostly benefit from corporate lobbying. So, yes, we love our tax cuts, and we're going to get them at any cost. And if that means we're going to lie to you, then yeah, we're absolutely going to lie to you because we have absolutely no data to back up our bullshit claims. So we're just going to get rid of the facts. This is a fact-free White House. Now, here's another study they'd love to get rid of. In 2012, the CBO also did a study about corporate tax cuts. Well, what did they find? They found that only 75% of the burden of corporate tax cuts are borne by owners and 25% by workers. In 2013, the Nonpartisan Joint Committee on Taxation performed its own analysis and came to the exact same conclusion as the CBO. So here you have Steve Mnuchin straight up lying and the Treasury Department bearing evidence that counteracts their claims. This is how bad they want these tax cuts. Now, the reason, of course, that they're trying to sell it as something that will help regular workers is because it turns out if you try to sell it as a tax cut for the rich, well, then it's not going to be very popular. Turns out, tax cuts for corporations and wealthy people, not very popular with regular working people who will end up paying more sometimes under this plan. Now, so of course they have to say that that it's actually going to help them in order to get them to actually buy into this tax cut myth. But trust me, it doesn't work. Tax cuts for the rich do not stimulate the economy, and they don't actually help the workers. You're not going to get trickled on. It doesn't happen, and most people know that. In fact, most people polled say that the rich and large corporations should pay their fair share in taxes, and of course small businesses and individuals should end up paying less in taxes. That's what the majority of people feel. They're like, yeah, why would we want the rich to pay less when they have most of the money? Why should I have to pay more? But so again, this is part of their strategy. They've got to lie, they've got to bullshit, they've got to bury the truth in order to try to pass these enormous unnecessary tax cuts. And look, I hope that the American people are smart enough not to fall for it. We'll see. I tend to believe that we are, because look, when it comes down to it, we actually do have the facts on their side. No matter how much they try to delete them off their own website, those facts will still exist, and people still, at the end of the day, know what's fair and know what isn't fair, and they also know what is and isn't bullshit. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.